Hello. How's everybody today? Welcome to another exciting adventure in Tarot Land. I wanted to talk a little bit today about card positions and the importance of what they do in the reading. And like I've said in the past, we don't really give enough attention to the importance of the spread and what it's covering. And that really, that's what your reading's about. That's what you're looking into. And what's nice about a card spread is, it's, like I've said in the past, it's a mind map. It maps out your question into different sections and spreads it out. And it makes it easier to come up with ideas. Where if you were to look at it as a list of some type, like an outline, you're just going over what you already know. And if you have a question, you have no answers for that. So it doesn't really help you much. So with a card spread, if a friend of yours, let's say a friend of yours got laid off, so they called you up and they said, "Hey, boy, I just got laid off of work," And if you look at that, you would probably say to them, "Well, what happened? What happened?" And they would tell you the story of how they got laid off and all that. That's the question itself. You're asking about this question, and then you would say probably something like, "Well, gee, what are you going to do?" And what's their immediate plans? Any priorities? What's your plans in the near future because of this? And so if you look at that, you say, okay, well, what happened? Well, that's positions 1 and 2 in the card spread with my Celtic cross anyway. What happened here? And they would tell you the story of how they got laid off and what was involved with that, the reasons why. And maybe you say, well, how do you feel about that, position 7? How do you feel about your own question? How do you feel? They might say, well, I don't really care. I didn't like that place anyway. Or they might say, well, I worked there for 20 years. That's just a terrible thing that happened. What are you going to do? Position 3. What's your plans? What are you thinking about doing? Position 4 is immediate objectives. Well, first things first. I got to take care of this, or I got to take care of that. Maybe I'll ask some friends of mine what's going on with any places they know of, or things like this. And you could look at the situation. Well, what do I got going for me? I got experience. I got people know who I am. Maybe you're an electrician. People know who I am. I know some other people in the business. Maybe they got something shaking. I can work with them or whatever. Maybe you have money in the bank. Maybe the house is paid for. Maybe the kids are raised out of the house. Maybe you don't need any money. That's an asset too. That's position 5. Maybe you don't have those assets. Maybe you have other assets. But you look at those assets. Well, what do you got going for you? Position 6, opportunity. Any plans in the future? Any ideas, any snags here and there that you might be able to grab? Well, I got something going here. I called up a buddy of mine. They might be hiring. Down the street, they're looking. Things like this, opportunities. You got plans of opportunities coming. Position 8, timing. What do you do right now? That's what I mean by timing. What's your actions? What action? Well, man, I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to let the dust settle and take the rest of the month off, and then next month I'll start looking. Or I'm going to get some things done around the house. I'm not going to bother with it right now. Or maybe I gotta look right now. There's a place down the street that's I heard they were looking. I'm going to go knock on their door tomorrow and see what's going on. So that's your timing. What do you do right now about this? Position 9 is the purpose. The purpose of this whole, well, maybe I didn't like where I was working anyway. I mean, most people I've ever read that were laid off or lost their job, usually later on, they'll come up to me and say, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Because something else came up that was better. So the purpose, well, did you like it there? Maybe that's why they laid you off. Your heart didn't seem like it was in it there. Purpose is to find a job I like. In position 10, details, little things you could think about, what's going to be happening, how things are going to be looked at. I wanted to buy my son an iPhone. Now I have to put that off, till a while. You have to deal with what he's got. How's he going to react to that? Maybe I got a friend of mine I worked with. I'm going to lay him off too. I'm going to call him and see what's going on. Maybe he's got some ideas. These are things that you would normally talk about, and they're all in this card spread here. So talking about these things is what you normally would do anyway. The conversation I just said with you would be a normal conversation you'd have with a friend of yours. And you're looking at the options and the ideas and the things you come up with. And so the spread is really aspects of things that you would normally look into anyway. So looking at those positions as common problem solvers that you don't have answers to. In other words, if you had answers, you wouldn't be doing a reading. But first, looking at what you don't have answers to, looking at that spread, and saying, okay, this is what it's about with this situation. Then you lay cards into those positions to see what kind of ideas you can get that you didn't see before you laid those cards in place. How do you feel about this? Position 7. No. What does that card show? Looking at the real question, put a couple cards down there. What happened? Maybe this will fine-tune something. Maybe it'll make you see things, but putting those cards down make you see things in a way that you didn't see before. Purpose. Put a card there. Maybe it'll remind you what you really want in a job. And maybe it'll show some types of ideas on what to look for as you move forward. Position 5, the assets you got going for you. Maybe there's an asset you didn't see. Maybe you forgot about this. That's what these cards do. They help you find ideas you didn't see before in positions that you would normally look into in aspects of your question anyway. So having a spread in your head before you even lay any cards down is good, because you're going to go over those aspects anyway. And to see what you come up with from a rational, logical thinking person of just your ideas before you put any cards down is good. Because then what you have is something to correct, something to improve on by laying a card in place into those positions to help you come up with ideas based on what you're already thinking. So the card spread really is key in a reading, and it's something we never really see on the table. So we never really think about it. We think about that these cards are showing us ideas. Really, the cards are sparking ideas in our own mind, and that's what they're doing. And they're not showing us something we didn't see before. They're helping us find in our own mind things that we didn't see before. And that's their power. It's a very effective way of finding new answers. So, that's that. Tomorrow is the 10th, and that's why I'm making this YouTube just as a reminder. Tomorrow is our virtual tarot group. If you want to come on by, say hi. Just pop in and say hello, even if you want to stay for 15 minutes. It's up to you. I'll probably be there a couple hours. It's going to be 12 o'clock noon, Chicago time, CST, to I'll probably be there till 1:30, 2 o'clock. And you go to tarotmaps.com, which will be a link down below, and go to the virtual tarot in the menu on top there, and you'll find a link to this Zoom meeting. And all are welcome. It's just getting together and talking cards. So I hope I see you there, and I hope you like this little talk about card spreads. Keep throwing cards. We'll talk soon.